Chronics for Most Extreme Wrestling. Thursday, January 23rd, 2020. I went to NXT Live. This was a non-televised event, and I'm going to tell you about my experience. Now, this show, I did not go and buy a ticket beforehand because I was watching the ticket sales. It was already a small building. There was no risers. There was a pretty low ceiling. I'm talking about this was just flat floor. This was a concert room. And the room was kind of an interesting thing. It's called the Minglewood Hall. It's in Memphis, Tennessee. It's a big, I guess you would say, multi-purposed venue. You walk in the door and on the left, there's chicks doing yoga behind a glass. On the other side, there's a hookah shop, there's a tattoo parlor. Over to the left in the back, there's a concert room, and then straight ahead, there's a much larger concert area, and that's where NXT was taking place. It wasn't the first time NXT has had a live event there, but the last show, a couple of months back, when NXT came to the Memphis area, they came to South Haven, Mississippi, to the same building that had AEW Dynamite. They had a lot more people there. But that was just a couple months ago, and maybe people felt like they weren't needing to go to this show just months after the last. Now, back over to the Minglewood Hall. It's a nice building. It's just kind of bizarre. During the matches, you could actually hear a band playing towards the end of the night, which was kind of bizarre. You know, you're watching a wrestling show and you're just hearing doo doo boo. So I don't know what kind of music that was going on in there, but it sounded like a good time. And they were probably wondering themselves, why do they keep ringing that freaking bell? What is up with this? What is going on? And why are people constantly chanting? I can't imagine being a middle-aged woman and being a middle-aged woman trying to do yoga while people are chanting, "This is awesome." It just seems like that would be kind of strange. Or, you know, maybe you're getting your tattoos and people are chanting and you're like, oh yeah, I feel pretty pumped up about this. So I don't know if they were hearing what we were hearing, but it was pretty loud up in that room. Now, before I even get to the show, I'm already way ahead of myself. I didn't buy tickets for this event because, like I said, I was watching the ticket sales for the show and it was pretty slow. So I thought, maybe what I'll do is wait till I actually go to the show and I can get better seats than what I paid for. The ticket prices, I believe it was $85 for the front row. Then about the third row it turned to $75. And then there was standing room only, which was $25. And I think there was a $45 as well on the back seats. But if you wanted to pay the lowest amount, $25, you were going to have to stand. There was no chairs for you, man. So I thought, well, these ticket sales are pretty low. Very few of the $75 tickets have been sold, and even less so the $45. I thought, okay, maybe I get to the show and I get in and they let me get a better seat. Because typically at WWE house shows, if you roll up there with no tickets, go to the box office, there will be seats on the floor and on the risers sometimes as well that they haven't sold. It's the day of the show and they want to fill those seats up on the floor so you can get some killer deals by waiting till the last minute. Now, it's not always a surefire thing. It's not always going to work, but I felt in this instance there was enough empty seats that I had a pretty good chance. So fingers crossed, I thought I'm going to be good. So I roll out 5 p.m. I didn't take any hours off, any days off, nothing. Soon as work was over, I took the 2.5 hour drive to Memphis, just boom, let's go. Didn't eat, didn't do nothing. On the road, I was jamming out. One of my favorite bands, Breaking Benjamin, they had a new album coming out the next day, actually at midnight that night, so I was pumping myself up and I was getting ready for this show. And I realized I had forgotten cash and you need cash if you want to pay for parking. It's pretty sad. These events, you know, they charge you. And I'm pretty sure I'd been to Minglewood Hall before where they didn't charge for parking. So I thought, whatever. But I forgot my cash. I was actually going to bring it. I just didn't have it. Didn't have it in the car. Had like $3 in the car, and yeah. So driving out there, getting close to the show, and then when I pull up to the building, I realized that every single place that you could potentially park around this thing is paid parking. And I said, dang, I wanted to park over at the Dunkin' Donuts, but it said that they'd tow you. I wanted to park over here, but they said it would tow you. There was signs about this. You were told that you would get towed, and I said, I don't want to get towed. I do not want to pull out of this thing knowing I got to go to work in the morning with my car gone. Especially the fact that I got to drive home 2 hours, 2.5 hours back home. Oh my gosh. Look, I ain't got time to worry about going and trying to find out where my car is impounded, okay? So I thought, okay, all I got to do is go to an ATM. This will be quick. First ATM I go to in a gas station, it don't work. I go to Kroger thinking I can get some cash back, and that was not the case. Not even at the grocery store. So I found an ATM. I had to pay a surcharge and all this, but eventually it freaking took my card. I don't know what it was, but it wasn't liking it. While I'm getting my money though, I'm parked. Keep in mind, it's night. It's 7:30. It's dark outside. I'm parked in front of a mattress store. There's only one car in that parking lot and only one person in that building, and it is a lady that is trying to sell those mattresses. And she's eyeballing me thinking, boy, he better not park here. He leaves his car here, I'm gonna be on the phone. I already got it dialed. I got a speed dial. I'm gonna be like, boom, number 6, speed dial number 6, get this guy towed. But I was going fast because I saw her. She was gonna tow me while I was trying to get my money. I'm sitting there. It's nighttime. I'm at Memphis. People are thinking, why is this man running around going to every ATM trying to get money out? He looks all frantic and stuff. He's over here demented trying to get some money. He's up to no good. But I was able to get that and roll back around, get in the parking lot, get my spot. And even though the show had already started at that point, they still charged me for parking. I was like, come on, man. When do you guys go home? Because I know they don't just stand out there all night, because they were sure gone when we left. So got in there, found the box office, got me a general admission ticket. They weren't selling cheaper tickets, but I still had a pretty good plan. Walk up into there, and since the show had already started and I really needed to pee, I thought, I bet no one's in the bathroom. And lo and behold, all to myself, I was like, this is delightful. I can wash my hands in peace, and I don't got people trying to step over me and trying to pee all over the place. I can wash my hands. I can dry. I feel like VIP up in here. So once I get back in there, of course, I'm trying to call Marco Rose, my friend. He was already going to be there. We were going to meet originally, but I didn't buy the tickets beforehand, so there was no reason for that. Plus, the show had already started at that point, and I was running late. So I'm trying to call him, can't get a hold of him. I'm like, how am I going to find this man in this crowd? I come in there, there had to have been less than 500 people, maybe 500 people, but I would say less in the building, in the seats, standing room, whatever. And I do notice there are a ton of seats that are still unoccupied. And I'm looking around at people standing, and I'm thinking, I bet Marco's already found him a good seat. So I'm looking, and right in front of me, boom, there he is. And roll around, empty sections behind us, empty sections in front of us, and empty seats to the left and to the right of us. I didn't have anybody up in my elbow rooms. It was nice. And since I walked over there as if, oh yeah, this is totally my seat. Well, okay, let's see, section D, seat 7. Oh yes, this is mine. Just walked over there, head on into the ring view, and had a great time. It was awesome seeing people like Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Man, they are some talented ladies. Bianca Belair is in such great shape. She's got great muscle tone. She's got such a great personality. That woman is a star. I hope that she is in the Women's Battle Royal because she is going to be somebody. She is freaking great. Rhea Ripley is also very good. Mia Yim was out there. She's great. Keith Lee. People were going crazy for Keith Lee. Adam Cole, of course, Undisputed Era. Everybody freaking loves those dudes, and it's hard not to, especially when everybody gets to go boom and gets to say Adam Cole, baby. It's a very involved show, and it keeps people into it, and that's why I was wondering if other people in there were like, Adam Cole, baby, like what is going on? Why is this random thing, and why did everybody just go boom? You know, it's got to be very confusing to people who know absolutely nothing about professional wrestling. But they don't understand. They don't understand how awesome it is. But they could hear it. They knew that we were hype as hell. But had a great time at that show. The merchandise table was looking kind of sad. I rolled past it, didn't see anything there even worth looking at. But the sound was great. I got to give them that, you know, for a concert type thing where basically you had a stage that you'd normally have a band, and they had an LED screen, and wrestlers would just come out and kind of walk down some stairs to the ring that was just there. So very minimal lighting setup, very minimal audio, but it all worked well. The sound was good, the microphones worked great, the PA system was awesome. There's nothing to complain about there from a technical standpoint. It was all straight up. They brought all the stuff from what it looks like in one 18-wheeler trailer, you know, one of those 53-foot box trailers. So, you know, pretty low maintenance, I would suppose. Totally worth the price that I paid. I think I was in a $45 seat, but it could have been as much as a $75 seat. But since I got it at maybe more than half the price that I normally would have paid, I think that was the way to go. So all those people who were standing room only and still standing, oh, you missed out because you could have sat down, because the only thing that the security was even worried about was people getting too close, trying to get in the ring, or kids that were like, yeah, I want to say what's up to this wrestler. So yeah, it was a very entertaining time. After that, I was tired and I was hungry, and I was looking for something sweet. And I'm coming out of Memphis, crossing the Mississippi River. First thing you hit, West Memphis, Arkansas. One of the most dangerous places in America, according to homicides, shootings. I can't remember what it is, but it's nothing good. It's a very crime-ridden area apparently in West Memphis, Arkansas. I think they even had a serial killer there at one point. So, yeah, it's probably not the place you just want to chill out all day unless you know where to go if you actually live there, right? But I'm thinking, man, I'm hungry. So about the only thing that's open 24 hours at that point that's going to be consistent is McDonald's. So I'm pulling in there and I'm thinking, can West Memphis, Arkansas have the mocha frappes? And I asked for it and they tell me it's broke, even though I know it's not broke. They just didn't clean that thing. But I get my McGriddles or whatever. I order this thing and I'm sitting in line. I pull up to the first window and I'm like, minutes are going by. Minutes, you know, it seems like hours when you're in a drive-through. There is no activity. So I pull up to the second window. No activity there. I'm there for another 30 seconds. I'm like, hold up, what's going on? I go inside of that place and the lady's just like, oh, here you go. I'm thinking, you're telling me it's just now done? Like just now. Just now. I wasn't just sitting here for minutes while I was waiting in that drive-thru. Nobody came to my window. So West Memphis, you fail. You're going to be hearing from Ronald McDonald on this one, because I'm going to call him up and let him know that not only are these freaking machines broke all the time, but I was in a drive-thru and they didn't even do the drive-thru thing. Come on now, what are y'all doing? So I didn't get that mocha frappe. It was a sad day, but I got my food and I didn't even care. I didn't even stop for gas. I was running on fumes by the time I got home. I did not care. It was cold as crap out there. Freaking freezing cold, wind blowing hard. But made it out of there alive, made it home. And man, when I was at work the next day, I was in zombie mode. My eyes were looking like I had toothpicks holding them open. It's like, oh my gosh, gotta be alert. Oh! But I survived, and then I slept in this morning. It was fantastic. But I wanted to tell you guys about it. Going to any WWE event, any wrestling event, is always a good time. These house shows are very fun. They're a little less serious. They can be goofy sometimes, but they are having fun. And in turn, that makes me have fun, because I look at this and I think, man, they are enjoying themselves. They're not miserable. They're not doing stuff that they don't want to do. They're not having to memorize lines. They're going out there and they're performing the craft that they love, and it's just easier to get into it like that. It was a great time, and I will catch you guys next time.